Please come. Good afternoon. Please sit down. Your name, please.
Sir, my name is Manan Bhat.
So, Mr. Manan, 3 attempts.
Yes,
Are
sir.
you going to UPSC for the first time for interview?
Yes, sir, for the first time.
Very good. So good. 3 years of hard work has paid off. We'll start. Please tell us about yourself.
Sir, my name is Manan Bhat. I am from Srinagar, Jammu and Kashmir.
Mm-hmm.
I have done my bachelor's in electronics and communication from NIT Srinagar.
Mm-hmm.
I have 3.5 years of experience in urban mobility solutions with Alstom Transport India Private Limited in Bangalore.
Okay.
And my hobbies are watching cricket and football.
Okay. So let us start with the demography of Srinagar, please. Tell us the demography of Srinagar.
So the demography of Srinagar is from the age group of 15 to 59. That is the major demographic dividend which can be reaped in around 62% of the population.
Mm-hmm.
And the old age population is around 12%.
Now, you are an electronics man. Now, I have 2 telephones at home, Mr. Manan. One is the landline phone.
Yes, sir.
When I pick up that to make a call, I hear a dial tone.
Yes, sir.
And this phone, when I use, there is no dial tone in this.
Yes, sir.
Why?
So because that telephonic phone dial tone, it was because of the copper cable which was used in the landline phones.
So, what has the cable to do with the noise in dial tone?
So I'm not
Doesn't
aware
matter.
about that.
Okay, you are a student of anthropology.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about Sir Verrier Alvin, whatever you know. Have you heard this name?
Yes, sir.
Tell us.
Sir, Verrier Alvin was a American anthropologist, so I'm not sure of the nationality.
Okay.
He gave the concept of theory of national park, wherein he wanted the tribes to be put in a national park so as to safeguard their culture. He also gave a theory about how to safeguard the tribes of the Northeast, wherein there was a book, NIFA, Northeastern Frontier Agency, a book written by him, in which our Honorable Prime Minister Nehru gave a foreword for the tribal punch shield.
So, is NEFA still there in the Northeast?
No, sir. It has. I mean, that was a concept since after the independence, but now there are different states which have come
out of NEFA.
Yes.
And where did he work elsewhere? Verrier Alvin?
So Verrier Alvin was a advisor to the.
No, where else he worked? Apart from NEFA, did he work anywhere else also?
So I'm not sure about that.
Actually, you have read today's newspaper?
So a little bit I have read.
Okay.
I've gone through.
So there was a news about a new wheat variety. Can you tell us about that?
So 3345 something CT3345
But
variety.
what is it about?
So it is to ensure that due to the heat waves, the production of wheat last year had gone down. To ensure that there is early ripening of the crop, so that harvesting would be early, so that it does not get affected by the heat wave, which comes generally at the start or at the end of March, at the start of April.
What else was the news on the main page? Did you read Indian Express?
Yes, sir, Indian
Okay,
Express.
tell me what was the other news?
So I read the editorial about climate change.
But tell me that should big tech pay for the news?
So,
Because they publish news on their social
Yes, sir.
media, but they don't pay anything for that.
So certain countries have started that, like Australian government has started to pay for the to charge the big tech for the news they publish from different news organizations. So
how about India? Should it be here also?
yes, sir, they should be, because this is the information which the news agencies gather.
Has government taken any step in this direction?
So there is debate and discussion, but no policy has come as of now, as far as I can know.
Any minister, has he made any statement?
So I think Minister of State for Information Technology, Sir Chandrasekhar, has made a statement about that.
Saying what? Any idea? What did he say?
So I'm not aware about the exact
Okay.
state.
Achha, now tell me cricket, my last thing. When was the first ODI played and where?
So the first ODI was, I'm not aware of.
T20 you're aware of?
Yes, sir.
When was it played
It
and
was
where?
Australia versus New Zealand,
Where? In which year?
2004. That was the start of T20 cricket.
Where you don't know.
So I'm not sure. I can make a guess about
Achha, are we likely to get more Usmans from J&K?
more.
Bowlers?
Yes, sir. We have got certain talents in the Indian cricket team, like Umran Malik is there.
Umran, I was mentioning that
Yes, sir.
only.
Umran Malik is there.
Mhm.
So hopefully we will get more speedsters.
We will get more.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Manan, you've done BTech in Electronics and Communications,
Yes, sir.
and you worked 3 years with Alstom Transportation. Why do you not want to continue with this?
So for Alstom, when I was working in Alstom Transport, my area of deliverance was the urban population. So after serving for 3.5 years, I realized that my area of where I could serve the public at large has to be a greater platform, has to be on a greater platform. That's why I started preparing for the civil services.
So you worked on urban mobility.
Yes, sir.
What does that imply?
Means metro. I mean, I worked on the metro systems for Lucknow Metro, for Kochi Metro, and for Riyadh Metro. And
Okay, let's talk about something more mundane. Traffic. Traffic in urban areas. I don't know what is the position in Srinagar, but in Delhi and these major urban areas, it's a chaos.
yes, sir.
And nobody respects the law. Nobody respects rules. No lane discipline. Traffic light jumping. What do you think is the cause for this? Why do people behave in this manner?
So there are certain social causes for this thing because there has to be sensitization on the part of people and there has to be better implementation of the laws on the part of enforcement
Why do
agencies.
people behave like this?
So because there is hardly any implementation of the law on ground. There is lax implementation on ground. For example,
But they endangered their own lives and the lives of people driving on the road.
so what has happened just for the rush of the work or for certain priorities, they just rush the traffic lights.
So tell me, what is a solution? Now, there are cameras now installed and
Yes.
a lot is being done, but the traffic still remains chaotic. Now, what needs to be done?
So there is a concept called as intelligent traffic management systems, wherein what happens at a particular traffic light, there is for example, there is a jam packed on a particular traffic light. So all the traffic lights are integrated under one umbrella. So, for example, so I can show you a little. For example, on a
That is what you're trying to tell me is traffic management.
yes, sir, traffic.
Better, easy flow of traffic.
Indiscipline is the issue.
Yeah, the issue is indiscipline.
Okay.
How do you instill the fear of law in them?
Achha, I saw in one video clip, we all get a lot of forwards. A person was trying to jump and it was a physical barrier on something else, and then there's a boxer like guy, I mean that something mechanical hand. The moment he jumped, he just put it on his, punched his face.
So is that the solutions like these?
So for the part of the society, I mean, there has to be certain responsible lane driving. That is the one
No,
thing.
that we all know they should be responsible.
does it.
But nobody does it. Because there's no fear of law, as you mentioned yourself.
Yes, sir.
How do you instill fear of law?
So better implementation of laws, greater police force traffic police should be there, and fine should be there, so that people once.
All of this is there,
So, but generally fines do not take place for all the incidents. Just because people rush a traffic light, they don't get caught up. There has been certain initiatives like I have seen in Bangalore when certain people rush the traffic light, cops on the bikes go after them so that they could challan them. So these are the initiatives on the ground which can be taken.
Okay. Now tell me, what is happening in Ladakh? Why are people agitating there?
So there are certain reasons for that. First is there is a demand for the sixth schedule. Second is they want their development to be ecologically friendly. What has happened after the formation of UT of Ladakh? There is a developmental policy, but they want development to be in consonance with the ecological character of that. And third and foremost is the employment issue. What has happened after the separation of two UTs? Employment has decreased because they are not able to apply for the jobs in UT of J&K. So these are the three. And first and fourth reason is that there is no representation, political representation of the people, because there is no UT with assembly in Ladakh. So these are the major concerns for the people of Ladakh.
Tell me, you are from the valley. What is, in your opinion, a solution to the Kashmir problem?
So being an optimistic person, I think we are near future where things will improve on ground, and they are improving on ground after the deoperationalization of Article 370.
That is true, but lasting peace.
So ensuring lasting peace, I can see there has to be improvement in the economy, and certain sections of the society who are creating trouble within the valley, actions have been taken on them. Like there is Jamaat Islamiyah or there is Hurriyat Conference where actions have taken, and it has reduced the conflict a lot in there.
How does one deal with Pakistan?
So,
Pakistan is the key to anything concerning Kashmir.
for dealing with Pakistan, it should be a issue-based alignment. Like our Honorable Prime Minister said, talk and terror cannot go together.
So we are not talking to them,
So,
and terror is not stopping. So what do we do with Pakistan?
So like there were DGMO talks for the ceasefire agreement which took place in 2021. That is a step in the right direction because that will have a direct effect on the security situation in Valley. And areas where we cannot talk to them, like we had efforts wherein we put them in FATF grey list, and they have come out of that because of the actions they have taken on ground. So issue-based alignment is the way forward.
So you're confident that we can deal with Pakistan?
Yes, sir, definitely. We have the capacity to deal.
Thank you.
Mr. Bhat, tell me, what can be done for the industrialization and growth of Jammu and Kashmir?
Okay, sir. So J&K being a special region, because there are certain areas where we can do certain progress. Like there is a handicraft industry, means handicraft and handloom industry, where we have to put more focus, because being an ecologically fragile region and being in Himalayan state, you cannot have rapid industrialization in this area, as we have seen the Joshimath case, or Uttarakhand we have seen how things are taking place. So we have to ensure that development takes place where ecology is taken into consideration. In that sector, handicraft, handloom, carpet is there. So these areas we can focus on, where we can lead to the growth of MSMEs. Tourism is other area where we have seen in this year there was around a 1.4 crore tourist arrival, which is the highest since independence.
1.4 crore.
Yes, sir.
It is the highest. Yeah.
Since independence. So these are the areas we can focus on. Otherwise, a certain industrialization can take place in Jammu region, because that's a plain region, plain area. Like JSW is about to set up a 1200 crore plant. So these are the major areas.
What about knowledge-based industries, like information technology?
Yes, sir.
Can it be set up in Srinagar without
Yes, sir.
any
There
problem?
is the IT policy of 2020, which the government has come up with, so that 2 IT parks have been set up. I mean, there's a proposal to be set up. One is in Srinagar, one is in Jammu, so that IT service can be.
Is it able to attract investments? What is needed for people to set up base there?
So first and foremost, for IT industry, the most important thing is connectivity, internet-based connectivity. Because what we have seen after Article 370, there was internet snapping even for the IT industries. That is the foremost threat for the IT industry. So government needs to ensure that there is connectivity, and second and foremost is the air infrastructure or the rail infrastructure is there, because for the IT service sector, what is there, a lot of manpower comes and goes. As I have seen in Bangalore, the infrastructure there on the airport side is there, so that needs to be ensured. And there was a proposal that increase in the number of terminals for the Srinagar airport itself.
What is happening to the bridge connecting Jammu with Kashmir?
Yes.
The high-level bridge, railway bridge, has it come into operation?
So yesterday, track laying has started for the bridge, for the Chenab railway bridge in the Riyasi region. Yesterday it has started.
Okay. And tell me about horticulture. What is the future of horticulture in Kashmir? It used to be once, the place from where we used to get apples, Himachal
Yes.
to a certain extent, but Kashmir. Now it has all been replaced by apples from Australia, Chile, and other parts. Why is the apple cultivation in Kashmir suffering so much?
So, apple contributes nearly 70% to the total apple production of the country. And the reasons why why we are not able to market them in the outside states is the infrastructure part. Because today, this year there was around 20 lakh tons of apple production, which is a record for a single season. But the problem was there was road blockade on the Jammu-Srinagar highway, and because of that, there was a lot of wastage of the apples. So in this direction, what we can do, there is a food processing. There's a policy, PM Sampada Yojana. In that sector, we can ensure that there is food processing of these horticulture products so that they have a larger shelf life and they could be exported to the outside destinations.
What apart from apples can be used
So-
as raw materials for the food processing industry?
So walnut is there, cherries are there, saffron is there.
What about mushroom cultivation? Has it been tried in Kashmir?
So Gucci mushroom has been tried in Doda Kishtawad region, which recently got a GI tag status.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Bhat, Pakistan from time to time raises the call for a plebiscite in Jammu and Kashmir. They say this is in terms of the UN resolutions. Suppose you were posted at the permanent mission of India in New York and your Pakistani counterpart made this call, what would you say in reply?
So I would like to quote, for this question, I would like to quote, there was a quote from I'm not able to recall, Krishna Menon was there. He was an ambassador of India in the UN. I'm not able to recall the exact name of the ambassador. V.K. Krishna Menon, who said, even though we had taken this resolution to the United Nations at that time, but resolution priorities change with time. And this situation has not remained the same what it was at that time.
Mr. Bhatt, what did that resolution actually state? What did it call for? What was the operative parts?
So first and foremost was the cessation of action. Second and foremost, the Pakistan had to withdraw from Pakistan occupied region, Pakistan occupied Kashmir, and then certain amount of withdrawal had to be happen on the Indian side. Then a UN commission would come in.
So, in other words, step 1 was to be taken by Pakistan.
Yes, sir.
Thereafter, step 2 and step 3 would have been taken.
Yes, sir.
So, since Pakistan never took the first step of withdrawing its forces, the question of taking steps 2 and 3 would not arise. Would that be the correct position?
Yes, sir.
Would that not be what you would state?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, you would have followed the economic crisis in Pakistan.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me the present status? What has the IMF said?
So the IMF, the crisis in Pakistan are because there is depleting forex reserves, their trade deficit has increased, and the problem is there is inflation has been around 43% there. So these are the major reasons.
But what has the IMF said? What conditions has the IMF put?
So the IMF, as far as I can recall, certain conditions is they have to end subsidies. Certain subsidies they are giving, petrol and diesel subsidies, they have to end that.
How likely do you think is it that Pakistan will get the bailout package from the IMF? What is your assessment?
So I think it will still take around a month or so.
It will take a month or so,
Yes.
but it will get.
It has got certain amount from the $6 billion package.
Oh, that was last year. But during these talks, nothing has come.
So this talks are for the $6 billion package only.
So has anything from this package come?
Certain amount has come from.
No, nothing. The IMF team has gone back. They have, of course, emphasized the need for ending subsidies. But they have also referred to the fact that governance is a problem. Pakistan must govern like a country. This is what the IMF managing director has said. What is meant by that?
So maybe it is a reference to the establishment of the Pakistan, which has a greater role in the entire political discourse.
How do you assess Pakistan's relationship with Afghanistan at the present relationship?
So initially, when the Taliban took over take place, they were happy because they had a operational deep state operationalized within the Afghanistan. But what has lately happened, right? The Honorable Foreign Minister Jaishankar himself said that while they were cultivating the Taliban, having good relations with Taliban in Afghanistan, TTP has started to emerge in Pakistan, which has started to target cities in Pakistan itself.
What does the TTP want?
They want a separate region between Afghanistan and Pakistan.
And in terms of governance?
Sharia-based governance.
So, how will that adversely affect the interests of Pakistan?
So, because their interpretation of Sharia is different than the actual interpretation of Sharia. Because
And what is their interpretation?
on the basis of violence, they want to take the governance.
All right. Now, you refer to the deep state.
Yes, sir.
The deep state is also used in the context of Pakistan. What is meant when it is said that Pakistan's deep state wants such a policy? What is the deep state in Pakistan?
So, deep state is generally a hidden state which operates at the background to ensure their strategic objectives are achieved.
But what is the deep state in Pakistan?
So,
What is the reference to a deep state? What does it imply?
it implies the ISI in the Pakistan.
Who heads the ISI?
So, I'm not aware.
Okay. And also the Pakistan Army.
Yes. Sir.
Who heads the Pakistan Army?
So, recently it was
Who is the Prime Minister of Pakistan?
Shehbaz Sharif.
Okay. Now, India and Pakistan are both members of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. And Pakistan has been invited to the foreign ministers meeting, which is going to be held in,
Delhi. I'm not.
well, Goa in May.
Okay.
What do you think is likely to happen? Will he attend or will he not attend in person? What is your assessment?
So, this is a political decision which has to be.
All right. Now, in Iran, there has been a very strong movement in recent months
Yes, sir.
as regards women's rights. What is your assessment regarding the present situation and what really Iran needs to do to overcome this problem?
So, the moment started with a young girl named Hasha Amini. She was tortured by the
What was her name?
Hasha Amini. Hasha Amini. She was tortured by the morality police of the Iran. So it led to widespread protest because women wanted their rights and not be subjected to the morality police. So initially there were protests in the Iran. Then it was subdued. Now the protests have started again to come in the cities. So in this direction, I can say, I mean, any nation of the globe needs to follow certain principles of UN, wherein right to life is the important principle which every nation has to follow, and right to life also ensures that there should be right to dress of an individual, which should not be determined by narrow mindedness of an.
So you think there should be freedom to choose the way one wants to dress?
Yes, sir.
So, in your view, is the position taken by the Iranian authorities not justified?
So after this, they have disbanded the morality police themselves.
But at the same time, there have been many executions. In fact, some top sportsmen from Iran have been killed because they have been executed because they supported the agitation. So has there been a change in the Iranian position?
From the government side,
Yes.
so I don't think there has been any change from the position of the government itself.
What is your view regarding hijab? You know, for instance, it's a matter of debate. Do you think that hijab should be enforced on girls or should not be enforced?
So it should be the choice of the individual lady.
It should be the choice
Yes,
of the
sir.
individual. My last question to you. I'm sure that you follow the Russia-Ukraine war.
Yes.
First of all, what are the causes of this war?
So the causes of the war are different for the Russian side or for the Ukrainian side.
Okay, but tell me the causes.
So first and foremost for the Russian side is the expansion of NATO eastwards.
Okay,
Second and foremost is the certain ethnic populations within the two regions, the Luhansk region and the Donetsk region, where they wanted them to have greater autonomy within the Ukraine.
okay. And what about the Ukrainian side?
So Ukraine didn't start the war. It was made a party to the war. I mean, there are no reasons why Ukraine wanted a war.
Of course. But then who wanted the war?
It was Russia who started this war.
You said NATO, you talked something about NATO, Ukraine joining NATO. How many members are there in NATO? Who's the Secretary General of NATO?
So,
Within the papers today.
yes, so I'm not.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Manan. Our discussion with you is over. Kindly wait outside for a few minutes. We'll call you for a feedback. Thank you.